Hello and welcome. In today's chapter, we will talk about light. Can you find your shoes easily in a dark room? No. You need light to see them. Light is a form of energy that helps us to see objects. We see objects when light falls on them. Objects such as the sun and other stars, a lighted candle, an electric bulb, and shiny fireflies give off light. We call them the sources of light. Sources of light can be natural or artificial. The sun is the main source of light on the earth. In the daytime, the light of the sun helps us to see things. The stars also have their own light. As they are very far from us, very little light from them reaches us. At home, we get light from electric bulbs and tube lights. Burning wood, candles, and oil lamps also give out light. These are artificial or human-made sources of light. Objects that produce their own light are called luminous objects. The sun, candles, and LED bulbs are examples of luminous objects. Objects that do not produce their own light are called non-luminous objects. For example, a chair and an apple do not produce their own light, so they are non-luminous objects. We can see them only when light from a luminous object falls on them. Now let's talk about some properties of light. We know that green plants prepare photosynthesis using the energy of sunlight. Thus, light is essential for life on Earth. Light has many properties. Let us start with looking at them one by one. Light travels in a straight line. When we turn on a torch in the dark, light goes straight outwards. The light from a cinema projector also takes a straight line to the screen. These observations show that light travels in a straight line. When light falls on a non-luminous object, it bounces back. We call this the reflection of light. When light passes from one medium to another, such as air, glass, or water, it bends at the place where the two media meet. This is called refraction of light. White light is made up of 7 colors. When white light passes through a prism, it splits into 7 colors. We see a rainbow in the sky because of the splitting of white light by water droplets. Now, have you ever wondered how do we actually see things? A non-luminous object does not allow light to pass through it. When light falls on a non-luminous object, such as plant and flowers, it gets reflected in different directions. When this reflected light reaches our eyes, we can see the plant and the flowers. During the day, our room appears bright because of the reflection of sunlight by several non-luminous objects around us. We will now talk about transparent, translucent, and opaque objects. Light can pass through solids, liquids, and gases. However, light does not pass through all objects completely. Some objects allow light to pass through them completely. However, some objects allow light to pass through them partially, while some others do not allow light through them at all. Transparent objects are those that allow light to pass through them completely. We can see clearly through a transparent object. Air, pure water, glass, cellophane paper, and some plastics are examples of transparent objects. Objects that allow light to pass through them partially are known as translucent objects. We can see through those objects but not very clearly. Ground glass, frosted glass, tracing paper, butter paper are some examples of translucent objects. Objects that do not allow light to pass through them at all are known as opaque objects. We cannot see through an opaque object. Stone walls, books, metal coins, and leather are some examples of opaque objects. So, what are the uses of transparent, translucent, and opaque objects in our daily life? We use transparent glass in doors and windows so that sunlight can enter our houses. We use frosted glass, which is translucent, in the windows of bathrooms. It allows some light to enter, but things inside the bathroom are not clearly seen. Lampshades are made of translucent materials to reduce the brightness of light. Some medicines are stored in opaque glass bottles so that they are not affected by light. Now, you must have seen shadows. When we discuss light, we must not forget about them. When an object blocks the path of light, a dark patch is formed behind the object. This dark patch is called a shadow. Have you seen your shadow when you are out in the sun? You can also see your shadow in a candlelit room. A transparent object does not form a shadow. This is because it allows light to pass through it completely. A translucent object forms a light shadow because it blocks some amount of light. An opaque object forms a dark shadow because no light passes through it. The size of our shadow changes when the position of the sun changes. Sometimes it is longer and at other times it is shorter than us. The length of the shadow is long in the morning and during the evening. It is shortest at noon. For the formation of a shadow, we must have a source of light, an opaque object to block the path of light, and an opaque screen on which the shadow can form. Any surface such as cardboard, the ground, or the wall of a building can work as a screen and we can see shadows falling on them.